Flash production delayed until 2019. Aquaman campaign kicks into high gear, and Batman and Superman are nowhere to be seen. Today on DC Movie News.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's DC Movie News.
We're not going to do it because it's two of us?
Of course.
Oh.
I was just being dramatic
Taking
while I
your
brought it
time?
up to her. Yeah.
Oh.
I was going for like a slow Zack Sneider, like, Unite the...
So is that the Sneider cut? Did we
Oh my
just
god,
watch
that
it?
would have been awesome. Like, they put the rings together at the end. I just had like a flash forward of like the Green Lantern Corps by Zack Snyder, how that would go.
Can you keep the conversation going so I can tweet out from
Yes,
myself?
keep tweeting. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to another episode of DC Movie News here on the Popcorn Talk Network. I'll be one of your two hosts today. My name is Adam Gertler. You can find me online at Adam Gertler on all the social media handles. And I'll be joined by my co-hostess with the mostest, the crown jewel of the DC Movie News universe. You know her as Roxy Striar because her name is Roxy Striar.
It's a good thing to know me by my name.
Yeah.
Call me by my name.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Do you see what I did there,
You're
everyone?
NPR today.
I kept it NPR so that Roxy had to match my energy, and she didn't do one of her silly dances. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Do
See
you low-key love my silly dances, though? Just
I do,
wondering.
but I wanted to mix it up.
Just wondering.
I have to apologize for the lateness of our start time if you're one of the several hundred people that like to watch us live. I got up a little late today. I had to get some stuff together. I was just late. There's no good excuse for it.
Don't you love that when people own it, though? They don't come in and they're like, oh, the traffic.
I mean, always the traffic. You can't complain about that here. That's a part of life here. I just woke up late, had to eat breakfast, had to get ready to get out of town.
What'd you eat for breakfast?
I had a big scramble of lots of leftover stuffs. There was some mushrooms, broccolini. There was some ham that I brought back from Italy, some pecorino truffle
They
cheese.
let you bring the ham back from Italy?
No, they don't. They don't let you. You gotta look right into the customs man, and they say, "Do you have any meat or fruit or vegetables?" And I say, "No."
No, I do not,
No,
sir.
and I just put myself out there in the most public of ways.
No, I just said,
I gotta
sir.
lose my global entry.
Well, don't do that.
They did stop me when I came back
Really?
into the country, even though I
They
had global
smelled
entry.
the ham on you.
Because of an arrest over 12 years ago.
Is that true?
Yeah.
What were you arrested for?
DUI. Don't drink and drive, kids. It was in a time before Uber or Lyft, and I had slept the night over at a friend's place and got up and thought, I'm fine, it's 5 a.m.
Wow, it was the next day.
It was
That'll
the next
kill
day,
you.
but I got into an accident.
Oh,
got
brutal.
breathalyzed, had to go
Everybody
to
was
jail.
fine, though?
Went to LA County Jail, yeah, except our cars were not fine. It really messed my life up, so I recommend not doing it.
Expensive, too.
Very expensive, it's emulating the behavior of your heroes that will keep you from avoiding these sort of pitfalls in life. Much like
Yeah.
like the heroes of the DC universe. You know, I've always looked to comic book heroes as sort of the arbiter of morality and like how you should try to be.
Who's your role model? Hero role model?
I mean, hero role model. It's hard to do better than like Captain America.
Yeah.
I mean, and I always loved reading Captain America comic books. I always loved Batman comic books. But yeah,
Batman's
Captain
a tough
America.
hero to have, though. You don't like role model hero. I
Well,
mean,
the thing with Batman too is you can't lose the fact that he's insanely rich as part of his thing and damaged. And like when you get into like a Captain America or a Spider-Man or even a Flash, say like when you have the hero that does it just because they do it. I was playing the Spider-Man video game the other day, and one of the great things they capture about that, and I know this is all about DC movie news, so if you don't like Spider-Man, is they get the idea that like Spider-Man is always behind the 8 ball. Like he's never has money, his relationships are never going well. Like they nail all that stuff so much in the video game that like the pressure of being Spider-Man, and then sometimes the only release is going out and swinging through the city. So as a child, I felt I could relate to any of that, like any whatever stupid stresses were, whether it was being unpopular or not doing your homework or anything. The idea of
I can picture you being
escaping into,
unpopular.
whatever. Nobody ever feels popular, I'm sure. Everybody feels alone. I mean, like for me, that was comic books were something that I had that I really couldn't share with anyone. There wasn't as big a social thing around them at the time, and I would get stacks of comics and devour them. This is pre-internet, every kind of distraction, pre-social media, and I felt comics were my own private club. So I understand the fandom that has led to shows like this, has led to people being so DC, so Marvel, because you feel like you're part of a gang, you're part of a crew, and anyone else is on the outside. And I guess when it gets compromised, it's kind of like people are like, well, hey, that's my thing. Like I can make fun of my family, but you can't, kind of thing.
Someone in the chat, Jonny, Venom is my role model.
Venom is your role model.
Interesting.
Yeah, I saw Venom this week.
Any good?
I saw Venom the other day.
Are you Team Rox or
I took
Team
the
Mike?
Roxy Striar approach. I had all the edibles. I had everything I could have before. And I enjoyed a lot of it, but it was stupid as hell. It was not a good movie. And Venom kind of looks like shit sometimes. Like he does not. After seeing some really good realized characters, the actual main guy, I'm kind of looks like ass. Can you argue that?
No, I don't disagree.
But
I don't disagree.
I do get the cheesy, corny Eddie Venom thing that people liked. I like too.
I like it. Yeah, I do.
But I mean, what the hell was the thing about? I don't know why people cared about that post-credit scene. It was the stupidest freaking post-credit scene I've ever seen in my life.
The mid-credits or the post-credits?
Oh, was there two?
Yeah.
Oopsie.
The Spider-Verse one?
Oh, what was the Spider-Verse one? Oh, shit.
Never mind. For all the people out there, never mind.
I only saw the... I guess I can't spoil anything. Oh my God, I screwed it up.
You did. You messed up.
Damn it! I will say that Into the Spider-Verse looks really good.
Well,
talking about only DC movie news.
You know what I will say is that I just witnessed myself do a Nevermind dance watching on YouTube, and I am in agreement with you that my dances don't look particularly great.
Yeah, I was trying to stop them
trying to
without
save me. You were trying
reaching
to help
out to
me.
you. I was trying to intervene without having that intervention, without having the awkward conversation.
Maybe we should talk some news.
Yeah. Okay, guys, welcome to DC Movie News. It's there's not a ton of really huge breaking stories, so I guess you'll have to forgive.
Rumorville-y.
Yeah, you'll have to forgive the meandering intro. But one thing we did here on the, I guess these two stories are kind of.
It's almost reversed because.
Yeah. So the Flash production has been delayed at least until 2019. So we have our two directors, I forget their name, John and what's his name, the Game Night guys, who once they came on and they were about the 7th or 18th. Directors / writers to come onto this Flash project in the past 24 months. I was excited because they made a really, really funny movie. So I guess now the question is, so this movie hasn't been greenlight. It's important for everyone to realize when they say production's been delayed, there are productions that are in D, right? This one is in the D.
Yes, kind of.
Hardly in the D. And I think what people don't realize is Warner Brothers spends hundreds of millions of dollars developing movies that don't get made over the years, as we know from the Superman movie with Nicolas Cage and all that.
And you have to think about, remember, when yes, the directors and all of that, but we also went through an entire time period where we thought this was going to be a Flashpoint movie because we thought we were going to have built to that point, and they're discovering that didn't work. So scrapping the concept, changing the production team, and who is developing this, and now with other changes going on, with possibly the second piece of news, which we'll get into, but the loss of maybe some other characters, focusing on more movies like the Harley movie, Birds of Prey, or Supergirl, or the Joker movie, and
kind of safer bets.
All of the things,
when you start to put those together,
singles
it's like
that we're hitting, just hitting these little singles, they seem to be taking a step back. Flash is taking that step back with them. Now, I'm not saying it's never going to happen. I might think that it's not, but I'm not positive. We're pushing it.
Okay.
We're just pushing it, which I do feel kind of bad for the actors and the people.
Well, okay. So related to the actors, a lot of people will point out that Ezra Miller is a favorite of Warner Brothers, and that they're going to go right into production on Fantastic Beasts 3.
Mm-hmm.
So in almost like a situation where they're like looking at the cards that they had on the table, there's plenty of DC movies in development, and these directors having come on to the project fairly recently, I was one saying before, like, well, I really don't know if we're ever going to see Ezra Miller as the Flash again, because while I don't think anybody had a big problem with him, I just don't see it was so sticky that it was a make or break for a Flash movie for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I do. It's not going to be
I happen to have the problem with him, remember?
Right, you
Not
weren't
him
crazy.
in general. I love Ezra Miller's performances usually, but in this particular film. But it's not Ezra Miller that I'm concerned about when I'm saying I feel bad for the actors. Like, Kiersey Clemons has been waiting.
Yeah.
That's their Iris West, and that's been pushed and pushed. And remember, there's supposed to be a lot more for Injustice League originally.
Yeah.
And then Ixnay on the Kiersey Clemons Justice League.
It kind of sucks, right? Like, you're an actor that comes up in like these great smaller projects. You finally like sign into like the big league, which is like, this could be a lot of work for a long time, a lot of exposure, which could lead to a lot of opportunities.
Mother frickin' West.
And then this kind of stuff happens, and it's really sad. I mean, yes, you're saying that, but I think it's worse for Henry Cavill. You know what I'm saying? Like, because nobody has been a better proponent, like a better out there pro DC guy from day one.
But I don't think it's worse for him because he is very well known at this point, especially he has a whole, he has part of one of the biggest franchises of all time, the Harry Potter franchise.
You don't feel bad for Henry Cavill. You think it's easy for him to just meet girls?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
And more importantly, guys.
Guys, whatever he wants.
Yeah.
He'll have guys that never even considered being with another guy. He'll be like, yes, but she'll be there too. Let's just all love each other.
Yeah.
I'm making Superman into a Lothario because what do you think he's doing? Not making Superman movies. He's having love fests, which is exactly what I'd be doing.
Is it an orgy situation?
I'm trying to be a little bit more PG. So I'm saying love fest. Some sensuality. So in this Variety article talking about the delay of the Flash movie, and I do want to hear what the chat roll thinks. A, do you think the Flash movie is going to happen? B, do you think Ezra Miller is still going to be in it?
And by the way, not just the chat roll, because if you want to, of course, you can join us on Popcorn Talk's YouTube page every Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. When I say 1 p.m., it's a very loose 1 p.m. But if you're on iTunes...
Listen, I
that wasn't a shot at you.
I tried to get here.
It's not a shot at you. I just noticed that we always... it's more like a 1:15.
It's a looser start, guys.
But you can also join us and listen to our podcast on iTunes and let us know what you're thinking there. Or, of course, if you're not tuning in live, you can talk to us on YouTube afterwards by leaving a comment and a thumbs up. You can go back to what you're saying now.
Yeah, no,
it was
exactly.
My smooth.
No, it was great. No need to. It was great.
So that was my transition, just to be clear.
So
back to you.
The article also says because there's really no current Batman and Superman plans. This kind of. Do you have the specifically how it
I will pull it up right now, but it was also buried in here.
The reason why it's relevant, guys, is because the same rumors are kind of coming up again and again, and we're hearing there's not going to be any development on Matt Reeves' Batman also until later in 2019 or production starting, and no current plans for Superman. So that means not even in development, let alone greenlit, because there is no sequel to Man of Steel. We don't know the future of Henry Cavill. Warner Brothers has been doing a total shift away from how they're doing DC films, but it's confusing to a lot of people because you got Momoa coming out in his Aquaman film, you got Godot still coming out in her Wonder Woman film. So it's hard to say reboot. It's been a very weird, tumultuous sort of turn, and they're doing that through things like the Joker movie, getting out of the continuity completely. And they're also doubling down with Harley Quinn with Margot Robbie, it seems like, which is smart, but I'm really happy that's not going to happen in a Suicide Squad 2.
So this was initially the Flash news was announced in a Variety article, and the last paragraph of this long Variety article says that the studio is not currently moving forward with Batman and Superman movies featuring Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill, respectively.
Right.
And then it said other things if it didn't just move.
So that little bullshit or whatever that there was...
It is expected to recast The Dark Knight with a different actor for director Matt Reeves' upcoming Batman solo outing.
Guys, here's the thing. You know, a lot of people I've heard that are just crazed that Warner Brothers is not putting Superman forward. It's their biggest moneymaker.
Man of Steel 2.
Look at the death of Superman. How that production came out, right? Didn't happen. Look at Superman Returns. Failed to launch a sequel. Man of Steel, okay? Did not set the world on fire. A lot of people wanted a sequel. WB didn't commit. They made a half measure, BVS. They tried to give the Snyderverse. Big whiff there. There have been a lot of swings and misses with Superman movies. Look at Superman 3, Superman 4. These were not successes. WB sold the rights to canon or whatever, and they made Christopher Reeve Superman movies on the shoestring after the first two. So you really only have the first two Superman films from 1980 was when the second one came out, or 82 or 81, where it was like out and out successes. So they haven't had a successful Superman movie in 40 years. So I totally understand what you're saying, Roxy, that yeah, you recast Batman because he's James Bond. He hits it out of the park more than he hasn't, right? Now look at the Batman track record. Even Forever and Batman and Robin, I believe, probably made money. I think they probably made a lot of money, even though they sucked.
Yeah, I would guess so too.
So Batman has had so much success, Superman has not. So all these people that are like incensed that DC isn't, Warner Brothers isn't moving for Superman, they haven't figured it out. It's tough.
I completely agree. And I
didn't see that coming.
No, I completely agree. I understand people out there who want Man of Steel too, because Superman's their favorite character. They actually really liked the first Man of Steel, and they want that. But I don't think it's a big picture mentality. I think it's small picture mentality, because if we do a Man of Steel 2, now what?
Yeah.
Now what? So we did it. Maybe it's good. Now what?
I think that what Warner Brothers has to be doing, and this would be the only smart thing, is to let the quality of the film determine the production schedule, which is what they've said. Meaning that when somebody has a great take on Superman, when there is a film that is bursting at the seams to be made, that's when they have to take the shot, rather than saying, well, we need to get this Man of Steel because we have our Henry Cavill, let's make this work. It's got to be like someone saying, like, no, we're going to take our time, and I hope it's this Flash movie, where they're like, yeah, it doesn't matter that you announced a Flash movie, or you didn't announce a Flash movie, or you're going to do Flashpoint, or Ezra Miller was announced. This Flash movie has to get made, because holy shit, we have something that you haven't seen in terms of speedster movies, in terms of time travel movies.
A lot of our chat is completely disagreeing with us, and I have to. Yeah, because they want Man of Steel 2. They say, what comes after Man of Steel 2? Well, Man of Steel 3, of course. They're also pointing out that Man of Steel did make money, so they're saying from a financial perspective.
But didn't set the world on fire.
Yeah, didn't set the world on fire.
And it was really critically marred. Listen, guys, and I'm not even saying who wants a Man of Steel 2. I do too. All I'm saying is if you look at the history of Superman films, can you be surprised that they're being hesitant? You haven't had an out-and-out success in over 40 years. Man of Steel 2 was split. I mean, it made money.
Speaking,
it was critically split, and they didn't move forward. You know, it did not set the world on fire the way, and certainly BVS didn't.
I do believe they have a 70-something on Rotten Tomatoes, which is so insane to me. Man of Steel.
No way.
Yeah.
I think it's in the 50s.
I'll check right now.
Yeah. I believe it's like a 56 or a 58. Not that means anything, but and I'm a big fan. You've never had you've never had an as accurate Superman. The guy looked like he was out of the comics. Right. What is it?
The audience score is 75, which is what I was thinking, but it's 55.
Okay. 55
is the critic.
All right. Yeah. But whatever. Listen, guys, I want Superman as well as the next person, but all I'm saying is I can't be too surprised.
I do too. I love Superman.
It just seems like these other choices that they're making there's less risk to them. Because every time you put a Superman out there, it's going to get so much attention, and they've had so many flops. Anyway, should we move on from those initial topics?
Yeah, because we still don't.
Anyway, but we didn't talk about Ben Affleck, but Batman, like, what do you think? Any chance you ever see Ben Affleck as Batman again?
I do think that there is a chance. I think it's about 1%. I think it's about 1%. I think it's very, 1%. Very. I think it's very, very small. I think that he is. I was listening to, and I've referenced this so many times now because it was great. You should check out Matt Damon on The Ringer. But Matt Damon was talking about Good Will Hunting and obviously Ben Affleck in general, and he was saying to people, what you guys don't understand is one of the main reasons when you're Ben Affleck, you take a role is to impress your kids. That's what, at this point in our careers, we're taking roles that we want to. He wants to impress his family. That is what it's about. And so when that doesn't happen, when it's not impressive because of X, Y, Z,
that's in the lame Batman movie.
It's not the same. It doesn't have the same appeal. And he was like, that. Sometimes people are making decisions based off something you're not even factoring in.
Hey, Dad, it's cooler that you're dating Playboy models than being Batman. Can you do more Playboy models and less Batman, Dad? Well, because his kids went through puberty at this point. They've taken so long to make the movies that they're all grown up, and they're like, Dad, just let me borrow the car and put your stupid batsuit away.
Probably. But I think that right now he's getting healthy, he's getting well, he's working on that. There's very, very little chance that we see him again.
So what about that bullshit friend, that ridiculous quote that was like, and he's really excited about Batman again. And
I don't know.
that seemed so phony, though,
yeah,
too.
it did.
But people pointed
Everybody
to that.
and their mother claimed to be friends with people.
We don't have this in the role, but I just saw that Ben Affleck is doing a rare fan show appearance, like he's doing like a Comic-Con-esque
I didn't see
thing.
that.
Yeah, check this out. Because why would he be walking into the Lion's Den if he's not going to like
Say something?
say something, yes or no? And I would have so much respect for him if it was no, that he was not going to be Batman. If it came from him, that would be. But I just don't understand. Like, how is he going to a fan expo type thing and going to avoid Batman badgering?
I'm not seeing
Like, how
it.
does that helping you get better?
Okay. It's from comicbook.com. Batman actor Ben Affleck to make rare convention appearance at Celebrity Fan Fest, which is in San Antonio, Texas.
He's like, only Goodwill Hunting questions, please. There will be no questions about Batman. Honored. Thank you.
My favorite movie of all time.
Really?
Yeah.
Great.
Number one. I'm
That's
a
a good
Boston
one.
girl.
Sure.
Couldn't be more excited to welcome Affleck to Celebrity Fan Fest and offer his many fans this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to meet him in person. Yeah, he's got to be careful. We'll see what he says.
You think that's an expensive ticket? Is that one of those like couple of $100 to get the whole signature picture?
To actually meet him? Oh my God, it's a couple $100 to meet D-list actors that were...
Meet Dee Snider from Twisted Sister?
Yeah.
That'd be great. The Twisted Sister fans out there. Aquaman's campaign, the advertising is kicked into full gear, and we know that because there is a TV spot.
I like the TV spot.
So we got a new joke in there. Are we going to watch it?
Yeah, I think we should
Let's
check
watch
it out.
it,
It's
just
short
'cause-
enough. The TV spots are 30 seconds.
Let's watch some Aquaman stuff.
Fish boy from the TV. It's Fish Man.
Bitch.
You could unite
That's what I
our
hear.
worlds one day. The land and the sea.
I like the Fishman thing.
Yeah, me too. I think this looks so cool right here.
The world needs something more.
I just...
A hero.
Oh. Yeah! Like the
Boom.
full-on Metallica.
Yeah.
Yeah! It's like Jim Brewer doing like total Metallica Hetfield. So I'm starting to get worried that like we've seen bits of all the major set pieces of this film. So I'm like a little bit have that little feel like, am I starting to see too much?
I feel you. I don't think so, though.
I hope not. I'm still
By the
very
way,
excited.
going back, it's $250 with a picture, says Ginger in the chat, which is pretty good.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'd say it's worth it. Go get your picture with Ben. I definitely like the spot. Still very excited. So, what did you think of the spot?
I've liked everything that we've seen since the massive trailer that came from
5
Comic-Con.
minute.
Yeah.
So one thing we talked about was like how much money this was going to make, and I was like, this could make 120 million and everything, and I really believed that after this film. But then somebody pointed out all the films that are opening that weekend, which I had forgotten.
It's unreal.
I've never seen anything like
Bumblebee,
that.
Same.
Bumblebee is the same exact audience, and Bumblebee looks so good. I've never liked a single Transformer movie.
And this
Before
looks
Venom,
amazing.
they played 6 superhero trailers, every freaking one, Glass, everything. It was kind of awesome. And Bumblebee looks really good.
agree.
It looks like the Transformer movie that I always wanted, and like with Optimus Prime looking like himself and sounding like himself. And same as Aquaman, same as Mary Poppins, and then Spider-Verse before that. There's nowhere to
Mary
go.
Poppins is in the same date.
Same date, and then what? Bumblebee is 2 days before.
No, Mary Poppins is not the same date.
It's 2 days earlier, right? It's the Wednesday.
Yeah, I believe
But it's
so.
still the same weekend.
Let's check it out.
Yeah, I
But
believe that's what's going on. And then there's still another one or two that's also opening in there, like some other.
It's a really tough time because the next weekends too, you've got to think about how much you're going to make, how much loss you're going to fall off for the next weekend. So I'll tell you exactly what's happening at that time.
I will make this prediction, and you guys tell me what you think. If Aquaman does not get a great critical and early buzz, and because it doesn't seem like it's going to be able to have a $100 million opening weekend. It seems like there's going to be
Right.
like a scrum, and you're going to have to be something that people want to go to in that following Christmas weekend. Which, granted, you have those great weekends coming up with days where people are off and a lot of movie watching to go to.
Let's check out the weekend before, which is December 14th, which has Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. That's
Which
opening.
looks insanely good.
Then on December 19th, Mary Poppins, which is that Wednesday. December 21st, which is the Friday, is Aquaman, as we know, Bumblebee, Bumblebee, like we just talked about, a movie that looks like garbage to me, but other people are laughing at for some reason, Holmes and Watson.
First
That
of all,
trailer
I just
was-
want to let you guys know, right now is one of the times I feel so happy to be Jewish at Christmas time. I'm going to be just driving
Yeah,
around LA
I know.
when everybody's with their families seeing movies.
And then the last one, Welcome to Marwen, which actually looks amazing, the Robert Zemeckis film
Yes,
with Steve Carell.
yes.
And it's like
That is also-
partial live action, partial stop motion, whatever it is.
What weekend is that?
That's the same weekend, December 21st.
Now,
so
that's
all four
probably-
of those are opening. And then on December 25th, which is Christmas Day, which is that Tuesday, Vice is opening, which looks awesome.
Vice?
Yeah, have you not seen the trailer
No.
for Vice yet? Oh, it looks so good. I'm the man. It's the Christian Bale as Cheney movie.
Oh, well, of course. Oh, wow. Okay. So
And-
that's your real Christmas drama movie.
Yep.
But it really looks like the main things that are hurting Aquaman potentially
Bumblebee.
are Bumblebee.
Spider-Verse.
Yes.
Mary Poppins.
Yes.
And I honestly even think Holmes and Watson because it's
Oh, yeah.
opening
And
up
when is Holmes and Watson?
the same as Aquaman.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's nuts. Because I want to see Holmes and Watson too.
A lot of people do. It's like looking very
So
broy.
that's why I really think, I know it seems like redundant to say this, but like if Aquaman doesn't have great critical buzz, it can't rely on just an opening weekend to save it.
It isn't Star Wars, so it's not going to just trump everything at the box office because that's what you do during that time.
So did all these movies do this? Yeah, obviously they did, because Star Wars took this season off and it was like, December, and everybody just landed and they're like, oh no, I'm here, I'm not taking my foot off.
Yeah, I know
And
a
Paramount
ton
has-
of people who are saying that weekend they are going to see Bumblebee.
Well, this is the thing, because Paramount did not have a hit with their last couple of Transformers movies were hits, but they were on a downward trajectory. And I think the last one made a lot less domestically by a large factor, but it seems so a lot is on the line for Paramount with the Transformers movie, and a lot for Warner Brothers too. I mean,
We'll see, but I like what we've
see.
seen. I like that TV spot, and my fingers are crossed.
so in other future DC news, we talked about some of the more like safe bets or not like so much attention, and one of those is this Birds of Prey film, and apparently we have some plot details that are rumored, unsubstantiated, but we are not an official DC show, so we can say whatever we want. We
Yeah.
can talk about anything in rumor stage. So the plot of this film is expected to revolve around the Black Mask is suspected to be the villain, and I think Huntress
Yep.
is working for Black Mask as an assassin.
So this is what Revenge of the Fans goes on to say. The plot involves the main characters which are Black Canary, Huntress, Harley Quinn, Renee Montoya, who are trying to save Cassandra Cain, a 12-year-old Asian assassin from Black Mask who has kidnapped her and wants to train her to kill for him just like Huntress used to do. Montoya, who is a Gotham police officer, realizes that the Birds of Prey aren't entirely bad and ends up helping them on their quest to save the young assassin.
Scott, and maybe it's just because it's like female-led actioner, feels a little Kill Bill-esque.
I could see that.
Do you get a little of that Kill Bill
I could
vibe,
see that,
working,
yeah.
kind of being into this real, this almost cult-like leader, but then
Yes.
realizing that this guy is the worst,
Totally.
and then and also the youth. I'm thinking of young Mariko. Love Kill Bill, by the way.
Me too.
One of my faves, and it is a superhero movie for sure for the ages.
There's a couple other things that Revenge of the Fans said, that we won't see Kane get rescued until the finale, and that will be the big reveal then.
Right.
And then also that there's going to be an epic cameo.
Ha!
That's what we got.
Ah!
Huh?
Epic cameo.
Any guesses?
I mean, Batman's the obvious one.
Do you think an epic cameo could be Joker?
No. I mean, again, I really don't think it could be Batman because those seem so obvious, but who else is epic in the Birds of Prey verse that would make sense? It's not going to be Shazam. It's not going to be a Green Lantern.
What if,
Wonder Woman shows
jokes
up?
on all of you guys, his final appearance that he was trying to do in Shazam that didn't work out, Henry Cavill has
my
signed
God.
on,
That would
and
be
this was
epic.
all a big ruse.
That would be epic. I
Hmm.
would take all the hats off to Warner Brothers DC for playing the longest, sweetest con ever.
Not worth it. Not worth it for all of this tumultuous
So who do you guys think the epic cameo would be? That's a good question to throw out there for the people.
Write it in the comments, in the chat. We're getting a couple already. Senior Nerd says Green Arrow or Dick Grayson.
Oh, cool.
Scott says Batman or Joker. W.R. Carter says I really need Batista as Bane there. So a couple different things going on. Tons of Batman. Sky.
Batista would be epic.
Yeah, epic. Sky says the Riddler.
Not epic. What would be
Ivan
epic?
says Jason Todd.
Not epic.
You don't think so?
Nah. Who the hell is gonna know who Jason
Scion
Todd is
says
in the
Amanda
audience?
Waller or Deadshot.
Not epic.
Daniel says Dr. Fate. W.R. Carter says Black Adam. J. Ray says Batgirl. Oh, maybe we go with the Gotham City Siren spin towards the end and we bring in somebody from the girl gang that eventually we'll be seeing.
Batgirl. Because Kane is Batwoman, right?
Yeah, so,
later.
yeah.
Okay, well, does that sound like a movie you want to
our
see?
Catwoman. Panther says Booster Gold. Tons.
Catwoman is the only one
That you
besides
think?
Bane that I agree with, besides Batman, that I would consider epic. Like
Yeah, so
Catwoman showing up because I'm thinking when you say epic cameo, I'm thinking something that's going to have a hit in the face of the audience. Like even if you're not super nerdy comic booky, like
Catwoman
you'll know
would be
what
a
it
big
is.
one. Catwoman.
Everybody
Ginger
knows
says
Catwoman.
Penguin. You don't think that'd be epic?
I don't know if it hits. Again, I'm
What
just
is your
speculating.
level of epicness?
Level of epicness is like, holy shit! It's harder and harder to do these days. We've seen so much.
J. Ray says Poison Ivy.
Okay.
Nissan Nightwing. Zia
I mean, we
says-
just saw Dick in the Titans. Like, I don't see that Dick in like a year and a half as an epic movie.
And Gilbert wants you to know and us to know Kate Kane, Batwoman, Cassandra Kane, Batgirl.
Thank you. I knew there was a connection there. Not always so up with my recent DC continuity. But I think that sounds like a movie I would want to see. One movie that we're definitely going to see is the sequel to Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman 84, WW84. And we have images of Kristen Wiig. Speaking of feline focused villains.
What were we
Cheetah.
talking about that was feline?
Catwoman.
Cat.
Oh, wow. Roxy.
How little
Okay.
she stays with it. It was a good segue, and I think that you nailed it. And then your transition there was really strong, and so that got us from point A to point B. But then I threw in the roadblock, and here we are.
And here we are. So we have, is that where, no, what are we
Yeah,
saying
so
there?
so here were a couple pictures of Kristen Wiig fighting her attacker. There's like 6 of them that they released that she's just being the person who's trying to get rid of him, and he's
the
maybe
way
trying to
these-
take her purse or bag.
Images are appearing on the screen. It almost looks like they're hot toys.
Yeah, kind of.
It does, like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, or not so much that
She's
one, but
pissed though.
yeah.
Yeah.
So is this kind of like early on, is she getting her cheetah powers? And like, is it going to be one of those classic, like, she gets put upon and then like ends up doing some unsolicited ass kicking, like her powers are thrust upon her somehow?
Definitely, possibly, and she does. She looks a little concerned as well. So
Yeah.
maybe something.
You're kind of getting that vibe of the person that doesn't know quite what's happening to them, and then maybe it overtakes them.
Confused, concern.
Yes.
Still unsure of what is to come of her.
Maybe she and Diana meet up as friends early on, as Diana is someone that could be a mentor to her. And, maybe there's...
So do you think that she knows that Diana is Wonder Woman?
Maybe Diana seeks her out.Maybe Diana sees something in the news of what
Barbara Minerva.
Yeah, and she
doing
looks it
this.
up, and she's like, we need to talk. We need to talk, and then, I don't know. Just speculating.
Okay.
Still no word about Chris Pine. Do you think Chris Pine is
What
in
do
the
you mean,
whole
no
movie?
word?
Like, still
Well,
don't
we
know.
saw those images of them together.
I know,
and
but
holding
every
hands.
time it kind of comes up, it
We
gets
don't know what he
squelched.
is,
There's
yeah.
really no
Yeah, we don't know
good
what's
rumor,
going on.
except I think the best thing is like what we've speculated, that it involves obviously like some god is doing a favor or something or messing with her.
Yeah.
I still feel like it might be a cruel joke and like
No, don't
somehow
be mean.
it's going to get pulled away from her.
Don't be
and
mean.
Really mess her up again. Oh, that seems mean. I don't know. But good stuff, right?
Yeah.
When do we see a trailer for that? When does this happen? Wonder Woman's coming out.
I don't know if
It's
we
like
see...
mid 2019, right?
Yeah, it's let me look up the exact month right now.
It's this DC film after Shazam. Shazam is
It is November 2019.
So we're about a
late-
year.
later.
So we're a year.
I don't think we see a trailer I mean, will they wait for the first trailer till Comic-Con?
Definitely not.
Do you think it'll be way before that?
Oh, yeah.
But they waited
This
a
is a
really
huge
long
movie.
They waited a really long time on Aquaman.
I wouldn't be surprised. This would be very old school. Before Aquaman, a Wonder Woman teaser. Because it's a big hit for them.
And they already had
to tease
footage
it a
to
year
show
out.
at Wonder Woman.
Because what other big time of going to the movies is there until the summer? Like, you got winter and you're still a year out. They definitely have footage. They can. I would just like to see, to connect, you get your newest Shazam trailer and a teaser. I'm talking like one of that early, almost nothing exposed. That's what I want. I'm calling it.
Okay.
I'm calling it. You want to take me on that? I can tell you want to take the other side on that action.
So there's the Lego Movie 2 in February. We could try to put it before that.
Sure.
Trying to just look at any other option. Do you think that they go across the pond and wait until Captain Marvel and try to
I mean,
take
you have
that up?
Shazam. Shazam is the next obvious spot.
Yeah.
For a real trailer.
But that's not until April, which you're saying might be too late.
No, it's not too late. I mean, it's still plenty of time. But I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a first teaser in the winter of 2018. That could be crazy. I don't know. What do you guys think?
We love hearing what you guys think. Do you want to talk about Joker set photos?
Possible spoiler here, so it's not too big a spoiler. I did look at it, but if you want to be completely fresh on Joker, this news piece was linked with a spoiler warning. So you've had your fair chance to disappear for 180 seconds. This is just a picture of the Joker in the back of a cruiser, looking really happy, being hauled off to somewhere. So the speculation was that, it's toward the end of the film when he's going away to Arkham. So I don't really find that a spoiler that the Joker may or may not end up in jail. He also has probably been in several cruisers. I mean, we know that this is going to be a guy who goes through an arc in this film. He does not going to start off as a villain. He starts off as a maybe failed comedian.
I don't even know
anarchist.
if he'll fully end full-blown villain. We don't know where we get to in this movie.
I mean, I would think you have to, because that would be the story worth telling, right? Like,
Right.
character starts here.
But it could be literally last 30 seconds of the film. We see that that's the direction he's going to go.
So you think he might effectively still be our hero of the film for a certain point, and then it kind of twists on you?
I do think maybe.
See, that's what's brilliant about this idea. Like, the idea that, like, people think, you're rooting for the villain, but, like, every mob movie is rooting for the villain. Every movie about a guy...
watch The Sopranos?
Yeah, there's so many stories where we're rooting for the most morally
How about Breaking
reprehensible
Bad?
people. Oh my God, one of my favorite shows of all time. Better Call Saul right now. Love it. Breaking my heart. Breaking my heart.
Sometimes
on a weekly
The
basis.
Wire.
So I think that's a great call. Like, I had always suspected, at a certain point he's bad, and then maybe we have, Zazie Beetz or someone else. But yeah, maybe he is effectively our hero in this film, and then he ends in a really bad place.
I don't know. There's a lot of speculation in the chat about it as well.
What do those bozos have to say?
Ivan Soto says, how can we root for the Joker at all? Nissan says, no, Joker is not a hero. I don't think either Adam nor myself are calling him a hero. Just in this movie, we'll see how quickly he becomes the Joker and how much he's a person.
Hero from the storytelling
perspective, not hero as in,
I mean, because if he does end if he starts in a place and then ends as this awful villain that we know him as, that to me is a tragic ending, and that's potentially good storytelling. So, I don't think you can't go into the movie saying like, I know he's the Joker, he ends up. Like, you have to see the story that's presented and the character that's presented and go on that ride.
Yep.
That's kind of what's excited about an Elseworld DC film. Like, you don't know this story.
Agreed. There's other Joker bit that we got too.
What's that? What do you want to talk about?
The Batmobile. This is a interesting one because talk about DC movie rumors. We have no idea exactly what this is. This is a YouTube video that was uploaded with the subject or with the title "Quick Glimpse of Current Batmobile Being Used in Filming of New Joker Movie in Newark, New Jersey." And then there is this video that Anthony can have us check out.
Okay, let's see this video.
It's essentially exactly what it just read as, which is them just pulling the Batmobile.
Now that is the Bill Dozier 66 Batmobile, right?
Yeah, which they called the current Batmobile, but that's not.
The current Batmobile.
That's what the title is, but no.
Okay, so did anybody do the research? Was there any kind of auto show? I mean, they have these Batmobiles going to every kind of thing. Batmobiles appear at car dealerships.
I mean, that's what
street
exactly everybody in the
fairs.
comments has said, because there's almost 80,000 views on this, and people are saying, calm down, guys. There was a Comic-Con, and they drove the car from the con to Newark Airport. Other people are saying it's one of the few replicas of the Batman 66 television show car, but for some reason, this person uploaded it, and it's getting a lot of buzz.
Yeah, just because it was in the same it was like they were both in Jersey or something.
Yeah.
I think because the fanboy brain, myself included, was like, oh, in a world where Batman was in this film in the 80s, it takes place in the 80s, the Joker film?
Yeah.
Yeah. What that would how cool it would be to see to a retro Batman, and people immediately want to say, oh, it's Thomas Wayne, it's Flashpoint universe, like... yes, that would be great. I don't think there's a world in which that's happening, but
Yeah.
I can understand the desire to go there. Like seeing a retro Batman in full action,
Kind of cool.
would be amazing.
Yeah,
want
I
it now.
agree. I agree.
But we're maybe going to see that on Gotham, right? Last episode of Gotham, we're going to get.
I've pushed through all of the seasons to get it to that point.
Ooh,
I actually like the show. I really do.
And then what was this last thing we wanted to talk about? Gal Gadot rocking some Crocs.
So we could check out this video as well, because she just is so freaking adorable. She's amazing. So somebody posted on Twitter who was at this. Apparently, fans were watching her. She's in full-blown costume. I don't know exactly what she was doing that she was
she's in
having
the
this
Wonder Woman
conversation.
costume with Crocs?
Yes,
With Crocs?
with Crocs.
Like Deadpool
so
style?
You only see that she's in Crocs, Batman Anthony, in the booth, if you want to hit this for us. You see she's talking, and then finally we get a higher angle, and if you look at her feet, because she looks like full-blown Wonder Woman, full costume,
We pull out.
and you see she is in absolute...
Look at her.
She is wearing her absolute Crocs, straight up.
Really
Bringing
kind of
Crocs
grounds
back.
her a lot, right?
Yeah.
You know, seeing her in those high-heeled, ridiculous boots.
And the person who posted on Twitter is at Love for Gal, and she posted it and said, "She's so cute, please." And then she wrote another post that said, "Leave Gal and her Crocs alone," because people were like,
I just
Ripping
want to
up the
say
Crocs.
one more time, and chat roll, you guys got to be with me on this. There was something so epic about going to see that Christmas time movie, one of my favorite times of year to go to the movies. And before you see in 2019, just a quick shot, something, logo, I'm talking nothing. They would be crazy not to do it.
be cool.
Because look at that kind of response.
I know,
This
over
is-
somebody in Crocs.
This is the best thing that Warner Brothers, I think that is objective, right? Like, you can't argue that. Like, the best thing that they have to put, she is the ambassador, she is the out-and-out star of the franchise, of the universe right now.
Yeah, I
For
agree.
DC.
I agree. I completely agree. Mark in the chat is saying, what are those? In case anybody doesn't know, Crocs are a type of shoe. We're not talking about an animal.
I think
or
she was. I think he might be actually doing a Shuri Black Panther reference. What are those? When T'Challa has. Am I right? That's
it's
right.
capitalized. That's exactly what it must be. I
Yes.
love it. Good catch.
Exactly.
Good catch.
Ooh, I feel young and hip.
Do you feel young and hip enough to move on to my favorite part of the show?
Oh my God, we've spent so much time doing the other stuff, and there's more of this other stuff. All right, we got a good.
I know.
It's time.
For what?
It's time for
Roxy Striar.
all the girls think Johnny's fine.
Yes, he is.
Adam's cooking.
So divine.
Also, Mikey, Christmas time. DC movie news. It's time to talk.
Before we get into it, speaking of Johnny being fine, don't forget to follow him at LoQuasto, but also he's got his comedy special that he's taping November 11th at La Brea Improv. He's calling the biggest night of his life, and he's putting so much time, energy, money into this, and tickets for you guys are free, so I know
Yes.
that I think I'm going to make it there.
I'm gonna go to the late show.
You're going to go to the late one? I was
Yeah.
trying to go to the early one.
No, go to the late one, then we can all hang out afterwards, and no more pressure. I think we should go to the late one. I'm gonna work on Roxy to go to the late one, but if you go to either one, there's a chance you'll see somebody.
Yeah.
In addition to Johnny, I'm gonna go to the 9:00 show. We should go.
Oh, goodness.
And also, Mike Kalinowski is not here. All right.
That's true too.
But
I
that's-
don't know if he's promoting anything right now. He's got tons of stuff going on actually.
Does
And
he?
if you're watching him over as his KO corruption over at Schmodown, and check out his Twitter at Mike Kalinowski.
I mean, it's a little close to the vest. I haven't kept up with his career because,
Yeah,
we
it's tough for you. I was shooting for one of the shows I do, Only Stupid Answers, yesterday, and I'm walking out of the studio, and Mike is standing right there opening up a door to something, and I was like, hi, Mike. I shoot next to his apartment. every week
Wow.
and had no idea. And that's where he lived.
Are you
I just
giving
bumped into
people
him
too much
yesterday.
information that they could piece this together if they really tried to? Or
No, nobody knows where that is.
okay, great.
No, definitely not.
I just want to make sure
And it's
because
in Arizona.
there's a lot of people that are nice to you online, but sometimes it crosses that line into
Yeah,
familiarity.
No, they have no idea where the shoot is. And actually, we've moved 3 times. So
Great.
good luck finding it. Best of luck to you. Let's talk about some TV. We finally are in the season where we got some episodes back. We got a Black Lightning. We got a Titans. We got an Arrow. We got a Flash. We got a Supergirl. We actually have 2 Titans.
Have you seen all of it?
Of what?
All of that?
I've watched all of them, yes.
Wow, you're
Yes.
so good. Okay, first
And
I want to
she's
ask you.
back. Guess who's back?
How is Supergirl?
Doing the dance. Doing the dance.
Yeah, well, for all that TV, you deserve a dance.
I really like Supergirl. I think that they're doing a great job with it. I'm loving the new character, Nia Niles, and she is a little mini Kara almost, and she's doing a great job. I think that I didn't miss Win at all, and I thought I would, so that's good.
He's off the show?
I like where they're going with Brainy's character. He's really cool. Alex.
Is that Brainiac from the future?
Yeah, Brainy 5, and he is just like trying. Yeah, he's very funny in this episode. I won't give too spoilers because in case you guys haven't seen it yet. And obviously, I know some of you guys are overseas. We're talking about Supergirl season 4, episode 1, the premiere. So we're on the first episode.
Okay, so Supergirl, I haven't
Yes,
seen that.
I'm yes about it.
And Black Lightning?
Very yes about this too. We're 2 episodes deep into Black Lightning. I thought the premiere was better than the second episode, but it's still really good. But every episode we have of Black Lightning, they have some weird sexual conversation. The first week, it was about erectile dysfunction, and the second week it was the kids talking about hearing their parents having sex and being excited for them. And that was a woof moment for me. Other
Real
than that,
life.
the show's really good. The whole thing about the pods is really interesting, and I'll be excited to see what happens with Anissa and her character because she is being very boisterous.
Boastful? I don't know.
Yeah, she is going around
She's
like high-fiving
braggadocious.
people and
Okay.
bragging about who she is and all
Super
this stuff.
confident.
So, and Black Lightning's like, girl, you're
Is
gonna
she a superhero now in the show?
Yeah,
And is
full-blown.
she out?
Are you talking about out of the closet, or are you talking about, or do people know who she is as a...
Do people know who she is?
No.
She is out of the closet, though.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes to being a
Right.
lesbian, no to people knowing that it's
Okay,
her.
Great.
Yes.
I fell behind on a lot of these shows, and I would like to just kind of jump in because like it
I think Black Lightning you can. Black Lightning you can start with
know.
season 2. It's pretty...
it just gets so buried down, and like when you're looking at like down the barrel of like 42 CW shows to
I know.
catch up to current continuity, I'm like I just
Especially
don't have
if
the
you're
bandwidth.
trying to do the DC app shows now, and those will be spinning off. But we did get Arrow. I know you watched that.
I didn't watch the second half of last season, and sometimes the cool thing about not watching every episode of a season is that it makes mystery happen. Like you kind of don't know. Like it opens season jail, I have no idea how that happens, and it kind of makes it a better show.
Did you like watching Jail Arrow?
I loved the tone of this episode so much. It was one of the most enjoyable
fight scenes,
episodes,
too.
great fight scenes. But the problem, and I've said this before, that I always have with these shows is that they go on too long, they meander, and they get repetitive. So they always start strong and maybe end strong, and it's always in the middle. So that's why I'm so excited about like the Titan shows and the app shows. Give me smaller, leaner storytelling, and it's easier to stick around with. So I loved this Arrow. I loved his look. I love his jail look. And then the twist at the end. Holy freaking Lost. Yeah.
Yeah. So a
Good
lot of
stuff.
people are questioning. And this does get into spoiler territory. So spoiler coming ahead for Arrow.
Potential spoilers for Arrow.
A lot of people are questioning: Are they trying too hard to show us that Roy actually took over the mantle of being Green Arrow, or is that a swerve and it's not Roy who's being Green Arrow?
So at the end of the episode, spoilers, that was Roy. Mm-hmm. It was Colton. Is Carlton? What's his name?
Colton Hayes.
Okay, I wasn't even sure
That was
about
that was him and the son of Oliver.
Right. Like 10 years in the
William,
future or
yes.
something like that. 8, 10 years
But then
in the
we're also
future.
seeing that there's a Green Arrow going around in our time, on our
So
timeline.
you're saying, are they making it too obvious that Roy looks like the
That-
current Green Arrow?
Yes.
And is that a swerve?
Yes.
I think that's the questions you should be asking.
Yeah, and other people are wondering, is that actually Felicity? Is she the one who's being Green Arrow right now?
It is a very slender Green Arrow.
Maybe.
Definitely has a
Maybe.
slender.
Tons
That's
of
kind
questions.
of interesting.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see. I'm really excited for the direction of that show. I wasn't in love with the first episode, but I did like it enough. I am into Flash this season. We're on episode 2 of Flash, and I would catch back up on this one. I think maybe
I'm caught up on this one.
Oh, Flash.
This is the show that
You
I
watched
am
both
to
episodes
date
of
on.
Flash.
I actually have 20 more minutes in this current episode.
How are you feeling so far?
Yeah, good. Yeah, I Flash is always entertaining.
I like the love lessons that we're getting this week. The 26 lessons from Ralph Dibny to Cisco.
Oh God, yeah.
so
Ralph
good.
Dibny he's honestly one of the best additions to that show. Has kept it interesting. I do like the new costume too. I like the comic book redness of it all, and I like Nora.
Me too. A lot of people think it's too domey. How do you feel about that?
Domi?
Domey in the brain.
Yeah, I see that. It's a bit
I like
space
it.
domey. Yeah,
I like the
yeah.
dome.
It doesn't I see what I mean. It doesn't get right on the head like that. No, I did actually have that thought, but the color is cool to see. Now let's talk about one that I can talk about.
Titans, but you're one episode behind
I
now.
am.
So you've seen the first one, and you're smiling, which makes me know we don't agree.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys pay attention, but I have an ongoing battle with the DC Universe app. Nothing against the app or the show or anything, but
it doesn't go onto your TV.
it doesn't go onto my TV. And my thing is, I have an Xbox, a PS4, a smart TV, an iPad, an iPhone. And between all those things, I can't make it go to my TV. And a lot of you guys have been very helpful. And people, thank you, Batman Anthony.
Yeah.
And then people were like, just get a Chromecast, dude.
That's what I had to do.
So $35. So I'm about to do that. By the way, go on Amazon. You can't get a Chromecast on Amazon.
Yeah,
because it's
because
like their
Chrome-
competitors. So it's all these fake ass Chromecasts.
I know.
Thank you, Batman Anthony. So I have nothing. So what did I do? I finally broke down and watched the show on my iPad. And I got to tell you, when a show is that dark, it's not good to watch on a freaking iPad. That being said, am I right, Batman Anthony?
You can also get an HDMI cable to connect from your computer to your TV.
But I don't have a computer. I only have an iPad.
You have no computer?
Love it. So true. Yes, you can. You can do that.
Titan certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes at 84%. Says Toon Drive.
I could not disagree with you more about this show.
Anthony would suggest a Apple Home or Apple TV.
Okay, but
they're
that's
more
another
expensive,
freaking
though.
device, man.
So let me
So many
let
devices.
me tell you that every person I've talked to is loving the show.
Okay.
I thought episode 2 was slightly better, but still garbage. And I am the only person I've talked to who
So what
thinks
was it
it's as
that
bad
you
as-
really didn't like about the show that made it go from I'm not sure to garbage? Like why
10
why this
different
garbage?
things. Number 1, Raven as a character. I think
Okay.
that she's so whiny and we're focusing on her way too much. Number 2, I thought it looked like crapola. When we see in episode 1 that Beast Boy as the tiger,
Yeah.
I thought the tiger looked like I literally drew him. And then that's what it was. And then we barely have seen him at all. The fact that
Yeah,
we did not
that's
introduce
fine.
Hawk and Dove in the pilot at all.
Yeah.
Spoilers. That's insane.
Great.
I hated that.
Okay.
Especially because Alan and Minka are probably my 2 favorite performers.
Okay.
So that really bothered me.
Okay.
I didn't like anything.
Can I address some of those
I
points?
do like the actress that plays Starfire.
Okay. I will say to those points, Roxy, I disagree with you in almost every regard. I will agree that, the Raven, that's your choice. If that bothers you, that's valid. Okay, I don't necessarily agree. We've seen that type before. We've seen that, it's like the Kitty Pryde getting us into the X-Men world kind of. I loved seeing Grayson's backstory in her vision before we find Raven. I love the fact that it only focused on 3 people and gave us a teaser of Beast Boy. I thought that was better storytelling than trying to fit all of them into one show. I love that we're going to now focus on Hawk and Dove in the next one. I like that kind of serialized storytelling. I thought that the fight scene with Robin that I'd heard was so graphic and over the top. Maybe I was a little bit prepared for it. I thought it was great. I thought Robin looked great.
He looks so young.
I think he looks great. You think too young to be a detective?
Yes. Yes.
Maybe, but he's
And when
also
you see
probably
episode
the
2,
best cop.
When you see episode 2, too young to have the storyline that they're telling him.
Okay, listen, I don't know about that, but I will say my reaction to a Batman-esque character in a TV budget, which we have not seen too much in the world, I thought it was really good.
Nissan 2008 just said, Roxy, you just don't like dark, in my opinion. What are you talking about? Did you not just hear My Sopranos, Breaking Bad, The Wire, some of my favorite
are dark.
shows of all
Those are
time?
dark shows.
I watch dark all the time. I love dark.
I
This
think
was
maybe,
not that dark.
but they're saying you love iZombie, you like the other CW
I do.
shows,
I like
and
a lot of
clearly,
this.
okay. I was also happy to see that in a Berlanti show that
Gotham's
slice
dark.
of it. No, Gotham is campy as get out. It is campy
the
dark.
first season.
Yeah.
And then it got weird and dark.
It got weird. I like the darkness of this show. And again, this is not like...
Yeah, most of the chat's agreeing with you.
I really do. And I like Starfire
Ricky Middlesworth in the chat. Yes, Adam, preach. Ricky, why are you on the show today? We asked you to be here. Where are you?
Starfire's whole thing, like in German, and I don't know why she doesn't know who she is, what she is, Jason Bourne kind of thing
Yeah, but
going on
I
there.
don't like that because I'm already confused, and you being confused is making me more confused.
No, that's not confused. That's asking questions.
No.
That's storytelling. That's opening questions that you don't know the answers to.
Gosh.
Well, listen, I'm happy to disagree with you. You should.
Because paying
I'm just happy
money.
Yeah. Because money.
Because paying money. Because money.
Oh, because you're paying already.
What am I going to do?
Exactly. So I'm either going to have to plunk down 35 because you can't get DC to say like, oh, we'll have it on PS4 with this. So I'm going to get that stupid Chromecast thing. Whatever. What else? What else did you want to talk about? We got Legends of Tomorrow happening. I believe.
Yeah, so I was excited when I heard this, and I know that you were too.
Ooh.
Legends of Tomorrow, they had a trailer. All the shows have been doing these trailers, and finally they're coming back next week. They dropped the name Swamp Thing in there.
Oh, I know a Swamp Thing.
Yeah. And the second it happened, I was like, ooh, Adam.
Oh my Ryan.
Yeah.
I do declare.
I do declare, which is pretty awesome. More Legends news, by the way. They've been talking about not being a part of this crossover. As we know, there's going to be a crossover between Supergirl, Arrow, and Flash, and that crossover is going to be the crossover in which we see Superman and Lois Lane, and we're also going to meet our Ruby Rose Batwoman.
Right.
But Legends is not part of the crossover this year.
Right.
And so they came out and said they had their own crossover plan for the week of the crossover, in which they are going to cross over with themselves.
Oh my God. So does that mean that we're going to get like Rip Hunter? We're going to get like old school Legends?
This is what it is. During the week that all other crossovers are happening, we will essentially be crossing over with ourselves. That is coming from Kido Shimizu, who is a showrunner of Legends.
Mm-hmm.
And he says that they're in an episode that will traverse alternate time periods.
Oh, okay, cool. So we're going to be going back to past episodes of Legends of Tomorrow.
Katie Lott says that particular episode is insane. I think they wanted to do something special since we weren't going to be doing the Elseworlds crossover. So it says you'll see a lot of different sides of the Legends.
Methinks we're going to get a little Back to the Future flavor there, interacting with each other.
Yeah.
No, that's great. That is...
And by the way, we're not invited to your crossover, so we're going to cross over with ourselves.
Yes.
I love that. Pretty epic. We got, speaking of the crossover, an Elseworlds poster. A lot of people are loving this with Stephen Amell in the Flash costume and Grant Gustin in the Arrow costume, which was posted, by the way, by Stephen Amell. And that is how this came out to the world. It's interesting. He does a lot of from his Twitter, a lot of information that I get about the show comes from him. He is a producer on it.
He has also been a super pro, he's
done a great job being this DC
He's
boy.
a great spokesperson.
Yeah, he is a great spokesperson.
Is anybody concerned that he's going to look so good in the Flash outfit, it's going to be hard to go back to Grant?
Some people are saying he looks much better in it because Grant has all of that big hair and Stephen Amell does not, so it doesn't look as domey on him. And because of the beard, it doesn't look as strange not having that chin strap. So
yeah, I mean, and I kind of think that Grant's going to look great as Green Arrow too.
I do too. I really do.
Because that one can sort of lend itself to a baggier kind of look almost.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And it's like okay. Well, I will say the one thing about the current Flash suit on Grant is like you see how skinny this guy is.
Yeah, you really do.
Which makes sense for a speedster, but. It also
he's talked about it. He came out in the news. He was really upset that people were saying that because
he looks skinny.
He says he's had a problem putting on weight his whole life, and there's a whole.
I don't mean to bully Grant Gustin. I'm just saying I did notice the fact that he's very skinny.
There's a whole Grant Gustin.
But listen, we see even big guys are wearing padded suits in the Superman movies, right? Like Ben Affleck is huge. He still wore fake muscles. Zachary Levi's got fake muscles.
I have them on right now.
Roxy has fake muscles, fake forehead, and
Don't
what's his face? Hellboy is fake muscles. I got a fake butt on right now.
Let's talk about this. Is something you were really excited about, Adam. Another part of the Elseworlds crossover that was revealed, which was an image of Superman rocking the black suit.
This is such an example of Berlantiverse being able to answer the fans immediately and give us it's all those guys yeah guys, we know about all that Justice League stuff and all this stuff they know we want this, and they can make this happen.
But here's Tyler Hoechlin, and here he is in the black suit. So there you guys go. which is pretty awesome. Also, this image was brought to us by
He looks like he's wearing some
Stephen
muscles.
Amell.
Or
Who? Stephen Amell?
no, Heckler. Look at the
Hecklin?
picture of that. I mean, I know he's very, very great shape, but that's the serious chest up there.
It's not the chest that you're looking at as much as it's the cape behind him that's making him look wider.
Oh, I see. You're right. It is a bit of an illusion, isn't it?
Black on black makes anybody look good.
Black on black!
Do you think we should keep going with that?
Yep. Definitely.
This is a question. Are they developing a Superman series? Now, I read this entire article from Fandom Wire, and the title of this article by Andrew Gifford is Exclusive WB Developing Superman TV Series. After reading this article, I have no idea why they're saying that, other than the same rumors that have been going around,
Right.
which are that he's going to be in this crossover. We are meeting a Lois Lane.
Meeting a Lex Luthor.
Meeting a Lex
showing
Luthor.
up.
All of those things might lead to that, but there is no new information about a Superman series that I can tell.
I would say it's probably also based in part around the fact that as we've seen the plans for any character that was going to be used by big studio in a movie,
Might
as that
be- exactly.
as that gets loosened up, then they're allowed to use them. We've seen it with Deathstroke. We know we're getting a new Deathstroke in the Titans verse. Hate to say it, but Superman is a marketable character. If they really are not going to be making a movie like for 5 to 10 years, then why not have a Superman show in development? Because they might just think that that's where they can make quicker, easier money with the character. I know nobody wants to address that, but I mean, that could be when they say no plans for a Superman movie, that could be 5-6 years.
I know.
There's a lot of movies in the pipeline, which would suck, but that could be what we're looking at.
I
here.
know. And so all of those bits and pieces that we've all put together as fans, that is why this article is saying it, not because they have additional information. It's not like they heard
Yes.
from somebody at WB.
It's all because based on that.
Yes. Let's move on to talk about the show that we are also excited for, that we had been waiting for with bated breath, that we cannot even handle another day without news from. Pennyworth, the series.
Oh, yes.
Pennyworth has cast their Thomas Wayne, which we can take a look at, and that is Ben Aldridge, somebody who I am not familiar with. Adam, any idea who this Ben Aldridge
No.
is? Cool. Good talk.
I do want to ask the chat roll one thing. I would like
Yeah,
to see
okay.
if a comic book nerd can answer me this, because this whole thing seems to be based around the mythology of Alfred's past with his special forces
Yeah.
and army and stuff. And I would like to know, at what point in the comic history did Alfred get that backstory? Because it was pretty far into it. I'm wondering, is that like a year one or post thing? I would love to know that answer, because it's interesting. Like, that is something that's been brought into Alfred. At some point, he became less of just the butler and the manservant, and he became kind of like with Jeremy Irons. And let's just take a second to appreciate and feel bad for the fact that we're not going to get to see Jeremy Irons as Alfred
Possibly.
again, because that was awesome. Say what you want. Yeah, seeing him like fixing vehicles and stuff, like, that's too bad. But so Alfred's character has kind of changed. Certainly Michael Caine's character had that backstory. And now they're kind of building a thing about Alfred's backstory and maybe the Wayne family, I guess.
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah.
think about this?
I think I don't care at
On
all.
Epics, this is going to be?
Yeah.
So
I
does
don't care
Epics
at all.
also have Get Shorty? Get
Yeah,
Shorty
I
is one of my
think
favorite
so.
shows.
Yeah,
Get
really, I
Shorty
don't
with Chris
see it.
O'Dowd.
I don't watch it.
Chris O'Dowd is awesome.
So this actor comes from Rain, but Ben Aldridge was not the only person that we cast in this series. We also cast Jack Bannon, who is playing none other than Alfred himself, which was actually the other picture that you had up there.
Right.
Yeah, Anthony. So, oh God, I don't know either of these actors. I don't know Epic's work very well. I don't know if I'm interested in this story. I'm just going to have to give it a shot and try to keep my expectations somewhat low going into it. And unless you have other thoughts about it, I suggest you do the same.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, one of the best things going for it right now is the fact that Get Shorty is a surprise as one of the most enjoyable shows I've watched. Caught up both first seasons. It is so well done. It balances humor and everything. That's just on the same network as there. That's just to say that maybe they're going after better programming.
Yeah.
And I've heard Berlin Station is also really a good show too. So they're an
Really?
up and coming
I haven't heard
network.
anything about it.
So this is also one of those projects where it's like I'm not clamoring for it, but it also has as good a chance as anything at being the best show ever.
Yeah.
It's just not like
totally.
But it's going to also just have to be made and written by great people. It's not like there's all this source material there.
Yep, agreed. Something I am excited for, though, is Lex Luthor, who is coming to Supergirl. Somebody in the chat said I said that it was happening in the crossover. I don't remember saying that. If I did,
I said it happened in the crossover.
No, that's not happening.
Not happening.
He is coming to Supergirl, though. So I think all you were saying was that he was coming on to our DC shows.
I said it was going to be in the crossover, but I was wrong.
So this is exciting. The executive producers of the show said we're beyond excited to introduce iconic villain Lex Luthor to Supergirl and to weave him into our story this season, which is obviously makes a lot of sense because of the direction they're going. I don't want to give too many spoilers, but we're seeing a lot of Lex Luthor's henchmen, and we are also seeing more tie-in with Lena Luthor and Lena's mom and all of that stuff. So it makes sense that eventually, if you keep saying Lex, 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 we got to see him. Any thoughts, Adam, on who you would dreamcast?
Well, I know a lot of people are reaching out for Michael Rosenbaum.
I know.
That
A
is
ton of
too
people.
one-to-one, though.
I think so, too.
And while you would expect to see him show up on the show, to play
Not
his
as
own,
Lex, yeah,
no,
I
they
agree.
just wouldn't do that.
I agree. Some people were pushing for Walter White for what the hell's his name?
Bryan Cranston?
Yeah, because they think that he
But
would
he's
look really
way
good.
old to be her
You think he would be-
brother.
yeah,
it's
that-
going to be much younger.
That's very true.
Much younger.
Oh, he is way too old to be her brother, unless step if they wanted to go like a half sibling transformation.
Look like they're step siblings.
Yeah, or something. But that's not the story that they've told so far.
No,
So,
but that would be
fair
weird.
enough.
Are you trying to get to a weird, like, I don't know where you're going with that?
No.
Like, we don't have the same mommy and daddy, so it's okay, like, kind of thing? Or,
Oh, you try. Oh, some sensuality.
I didn't know.
in
But
jail.
yeah, I don't know who you fan cast for that. I'm sure there's a lot of great people.
Who
for
do you
that role.
guys think? A lot of comments in the chat supporting Billy Zane, which
Billy
I've
Zane.
heard.
Get out of here with your Billy Zane self.
Why? I've heard a lot of that.
That's insane.
Eon
He's
says
gonna be like in his
Berlanti loves
30s.
fan service.
gonna be in
Rosenbaum
his
could be
30s.
in it as something. Yeah, that's exactly what we are agreeing with you there. So let's move forward and talk about something that is very minor but has made big waves, which is the fact that we have our quote unquote first look at Watchmen.
Oh, let's watch it.
Wow, I can't wait to see all of this footage. It's just going to be so long
First
and
look,
interesting.
Lindelof's Watchmen show. We don't even know if it's called Watchmen yet.
Oh, that's true.
Is it called Tales of the Watchmen?
See, here's the thing. I don't even know if it's playing.
It did it
Yep,
already,
it
right?
did it. Yep. All that moving. Batman
Yeah.
Anthony, thank you for that.
Third cycle.
So people are talking about this video because there's darkness moving behind, darkness is coming, what references they're trying to make. I looked at this and thought, okay,
Huh.
okay.
Interesting stuff. I'm excited to see that show. One way or another,
Yeah.
I expect big things from that.
Senior nerd, what if Tom Welling as Lex? Just want to throw that in there. Interesting.
Ooh.
Interesting.
I'll allow it. I'll allow Tom Welling.
So yeah, I'm excited for Watchmen 2. This didn't make me any more excited, but fine.
Yeah. Something. Well, it acknowledged. I think,
Watchmen as well,
I think
not
this is
Watchmen
more an
2.
acknowledgement that they started filming,
Yes.
right? So
Yep.
this is filming the pilot
Must be.
or the series, because I know it was like picked up while they were filming the pilot 2 series. Like initially they just bought the pilot, and then it got announced it was getting picked up. A
I
series.
don't think that. I think this is them starting. This is the pilot.
even
I think.
starting the pilot,
Yeah,
okay,
That is what I feel. And that, Adam,
Is everything?
is it for TV time.
Wow.
Lit chat today, guys. Thanks so much for
Thank
commenting
you.
along.
Apologies for being late. This was a pleasure. It was a good
As always.
one-on-one little duo. Yes.
We did it, sir.
Sorry about the Superman
Still
news,
cold and
everyone.
clammy hands, man.
I
You
still
gotta
want to
work on it.
hear what people think about Superman, because it sounds like we might be a long way from ever seeing Superman on screen again, and I'm sad about it. But
know.
other than that, a lot of good stuff to look forward to.
Yeah. Agreed.
Take care of your pets, guys.
That's your sign out? You don't want to say where we can find us?
You can
the
find
people.
me on Twitter and Instagram at Adam Gertler. Tune in tonight to FX Movie Download. We'll be doing X-Men Apocalypse. I'll be there with Sasha Pearl Raver. That'll be fun. And then get yourself a Ninja Foodie that you could find on late night infomercials. If you're still up at 3 or 4 in the morning, you might see me selling one, but I really love mine, so get one. We could talk recipes. And take care of your pets.
I'm Roxy Striar. You guys can find me at Roxy Striar all over the place. Collider Live, Screen Junkies, The Tomorrow Show, anywhere you are, I am too. How creepy is that? Also, Jonny LoQuasto at JQuasto. Don't forget his comedy special. Try to go to the La Brea Improv on November 11th. And Mike Kalinowski at Mike Kalinowski. I believe it's his birthday next week, so send him some love. Yeah, let's get out of here. Bye, Bat and Anthony.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of its owners or principals.